In this video, as you can tell from the title, we are taking a look at 5 advanced Beatles songs that we can simplify and therefore make them more accessible for more beginners and more people to play these wonderful songs. This is inspired by many of the songs that we looked at the recent guitar workshop that I did here in Brighton. More info about that in the description below. And we also have new merch available. This is one of the shirts we have available, exclusive Andy Guitar merch available from the links below, including this t-shirt and many others. But the first song we're going to look at is a perfect example of what we're actually going for here. There are certain ones I wouldn't simplify, such as Blackbird. Some that are just too classic to kind of change. We want to play those a bit more authentically. But this one, Norwegian Wood, can be simplified mostly to just the D major chord. The original song is played with capo at the 2nd fret and is based around a D chord, but of course includes a little bit more picking. And quite a bit more picking than a beginner's going to have a look at. It's really quite advanced actually. But underneath that, it's just a D major chord. And if we play that in a round of down, down, up, and just repeat that, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. We can get through all that riff and all the verses as well, just on a D chord. I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me. Okay? Now, when we play the riff, it does change kind of chord twice here. We've got kind of a C add 9 shape to a G over B. So if I was really simplifying this and doing it properly, that would even warm us up and train us to be able to add the riff at some point. Just be a little bit closer to the original. So D major chord, until do, 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 3, 4, and then we just play the other chords as they are in even my tutorial for it and how they are on the original recording. A D minor chord to a G, D minor chord, E minor, A. Suddenly this whole song is very beginner friendly. Another example, so to get on to our second song now, which we don't need a capo or a capo for, is Get Back. I've already done an easy 3-chord tutorial of this song, where we stick to an A5 power chord, and the only other chords we add are the G and D. And the other times that we play a D in this song, we could just play them with one finger as well. So 1 finger A chord, 1 finger D chord, or a D power chord, and an A power chord. For example, Jojo was a man who thought he was a loner, but he knew it couldn't last. There's the 1 finger elements, and then in the chorus, get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. We've got the big G and D chords. It's the only time that chords happen. Now, in this song, we also have and solos. And riffs and all sorts going on. So if anyone doesn't think that's advanced, then probably my videos aren't for you. You're probably, better off with someone else's YouTube channel. But that is a 3-chord song, which we can then add lots of bells and whistles to keep it more entertaining and play it more like the original if you wish. Now, a very similar song playing-wise, including the techniques and the key that it's in, or the capo key that it's in, to Norwegian Wood, is Here Comes the Sun. Capo 7th fret. I'm playing the riff as close as I can get it to the original. like that. We're doing a similar thing to Norwegian Wood, where we're playing a chord but melodies as well, but pulling it back to its basic chords. D major, G major, technically an A7, so an A major without having the middle string held down. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. You can even add little bits of the riff or any bits that you know as you go along. The only other chord in the basics of the song, the bulk of it, it would be an E7 chord. So for other trickier sections, because I do have a full tutorial now to play the advanced one and the basic one there separately on YouTube, but a couple of tips if you're wanting to do kind of a hybrid of both of them. When we do this section, which can be a lot of picking for some people, just strum it first rather than picking it. And then you're actually warming your fingers up to be able to pick it right, but you are playing all the right notes. We're just strumming them instead of picking them. Same for the other section. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, sun, sun. That's F major 7, C major, G chord, D major. And the timing of that isn't easy as well, so it's actually still working on a lot of good things. The timing of that isn't straight to 4/4. So playing it on those main beats and just strumming the chord, absolutely recommended. And that's Here Comes the Sun. Another one that Capo actually saves our bacon for on guitar would be Hey Jude. A wonderful sing-along acoustic guitar song to learn if you don't know it already. But of course it's a piano song, so it's actually in a more piano-friendly key, not guitar-friendly key, of F. We've got F, C7 and a B flat making up most of the chords in the song. And we also have an E flat in it, which there's kind of no nice way to play it. But if I just play that ending just for 1 second, just let me demo this. So the ending. And I'm barring at the first fret. Let me now make my capo do what that first finger was doing and just holding down the first fret for me. And then I'll play the same chords. And suddenly you recognise them as E, D, A, and E. And that's the ending of Hey Jude for like 5 minutes. Na, 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 na. Na, na, na. Hey Jude. And we play the other chord in the song as a B7. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Now this is a trick that I use with loads of tutorials that I simplify. If you Google a chord sheet and find that this, ideally find it on Ultimate Guitar, and you see that it's in the key of F, or any key that you're just not familiar with those chords, or you'd rather stay away from those chords for now. What you do in this case, press the transpose button down by 1 fret or by 1 tone, just by 1, -1, and that's where you put your capo. So -1, first fret, that would change the key of those chords and put it, in this case, into the guitar-friendly key of E. If you do -2, second fret, -3, third fret, and so on and so forth. And what you can do is just, on any chord sheet you ever see, keep clicking the minus button until the chords become the chords that you recognise and that you know and that you're confident with. Put your capo there. Sometimes it's third fret, sometimes it's fifth fret. And suddenly this is a song that you can play. There might not be a tutorial for it, there might be one of mine, but that's a trick that I use all the time and I try and teach people to use because it enables you to play more songs with the skills you currently have, which is kind of what I'm all about. So that's a definite tip. Capo at the first fret for Hey Jude moves it from the key of F to the more guitar-friendly key of E. My final song is something totally different, and this is actually Lady Madonna. Now I've on my list to teach my tutorial for this, which would be my interpretation of this song, teaching some of the riffs from it, but also teaching, just the chords so people can have a strum along to it. But there is also a version of this song by Tommy Emmanuel, which he plays live. It must feature on album as well. It must be somewhere on Spotify. And I think he always does it with playing Day Tripper first, then Lady Madonna, and I think it's expanded to more Beatles song there. But if you don't know Tommy Emmanuel, he is an Australian virtuoso guitar player who's absolutely phenomenal at playing the instrument, but he's also a real showman. So he adds a lot to his performances and arrangements that really make a song. They give him some wow factor, and there's no one has better technique on the guitar than Tommy Emmanuel. I can't even attempt to play these songs how he plays them. He's so advanced. But what we can do, even though he's playing these songs super advanced, we could reduce down Lady Madonna in the key that he plays it in, and also the original key that the Beatles play it in, which is just A major, and kind of thing. Dun, 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 dun. Do, 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 do. You know, kind of think of that melody. We do also have all that coming in a future tutorial, but just to give you the basics of it, A major to D major for most of it. Lady Madonna, children at your feet, wonder how you manage to make ends meet. That would just be sticking to kind of an equal measure per chord. Who finds the money when you pay the rent? Did you think that money was heaven sent? You can always make it more complex, but you can always simplify it as well, which is actually a very high level jazz concept and a really cool thing to get into at any level of guitar. Practice making an arrangement of a song easier, and where possible, practice making it harder as well to challenge yourself. They're my tips, or my top 5 picks for advanced Beatles songs that you can simplify and strum just on one acoustic guitar. I'll leave some other Beatles songs on the screen now. Let me know in the comments below your favourite Beatles songs, and you never know, I might teach one of those really soon. Or I might have a lesson on it already on my Andy Guitar YouTube channel, website, and app.